like sands through the hourglass, and books in the book jar. So are the days of the youth librarian's life. Hello, this is your classmate, Alicia Tate, and I'd like to introduce to you Brianne Williams, Youth Service Librarian Superstar. Prior to receiving her MLIS, Brianne received an undergraduate degree in contemporary literature and a master's degree in English literature and feminist theory. Brianne received her MLIS from the University of Indiana in 1998. Shortly after receiving her MLIS, Brianne was hired as a youth service librarian for the Multnomah County Libraries. She has worked in the Multnomah County Library System for the past 11 years. The past 4 years, she has spent working in her neighborhood library, the Sellwood branch. The Sellwood Library is located in the heart of the Sellwood-Moreland neighborhood in southeast Portland, Oregon. Sellwood is a fairly affluent neighborhood that is constantly growing. Library statistics show that library circulation has increased by 20% in 2009 compared to 2008. Despite the increased circulation, the Sellwood branch has not increased the number of staff. I volunteered at the Sellwood branch for the past 3 years, and I can say from experience that the staff is definitely feeling the pressure. The Sellwood Library has 2 youth service librarians who have arranged a job share. Brianne and the other youth service librarian, Barbara, both work 20 hours a week. They work together to share the responsibility of serving the youth in the community. But with 20 hours a week, there's always so much to do and so little time to do it in. Brianne says, the key to staying sane and being the superstar librarian that she is to prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. One of the things that Brianne likes the most about her job is the variety. Every day brings something new. But juggling all that variety is no easy task. Each week, the Sellwood Library offers 4 different story times. Book Babies is for birth to age 12 months. Tiny Tots is for children 1 to 2 years old. Toddler Time is for 2 to 3-year-olds. And a preschool story time is for 3 to 6-year-olds. Brianne does a toddler time story time, a tiny tot story time, and a preschool story time each week. Brianne spends 2 to 3 hours a day at the reference desk conducting reference and reader's advisory. Outreach is one of the ways that Brianne stays connected with the community. 3 to 4 times a month, Brianne visits area childcare and preschools. And then there's programming. Every few months, the Multnomah County Library PR department sends out a list of possible programs that each library can reserve. Brianne and Barbara pick out the programs that they feel will be a good fit for the community. Once a month, Brianne co-facilitates an after-school book group with the school librarian at the Llewellyn Elementary School. She facilitates the monthly teen council meetings, which I will discuss later in this presentation. And of course, there are monthly staff meetings and monthly youth service committee meetings. I was able to attend the December youth services meeting with Brianne. The meeting was held at the Midland Library, one of the Multnomah County Library's larger branches. In attendance were all of the Multnomah County Library youth service librarians, as well as youth services administrators. During these meetings, librarians receive general administrative information, but it is also a chance for librarians to share information and helpful resources. Brianne does book talks at area schools, and she writes book reviews for local newspapers and for use in-house. And of course, there's summer reading. For Brianne, planning for the next year's summer reading program begins as soon as the current year's program ends. Brianne currently serves on the Summer Reading Committee as Mistress of Prizes. It is her responsibility to order all of the prizes for all 60,000 kids in the Multnomah County area who will take part in the summer reading program. In May and June, Brianne and Barbara worked together to visit every classroom in each of the public and parochial schools in the neighborhood to do book talks and to promote the summer reading program. And on top of all of this, Brianne must always read, and read some more. She reads books for her book groups, books for book talks, and for Reader's Advisory. And she reads books, blogs, and book reviews to keep up with what's current. Whew, that is a whole lot of reading. During my time shadowing Brianne, I got a glimpse into a few of the many things that Brianne does every day. Collection development at the Multnomah County Library is centralized. One librarian purchases all of the youth services materials for all 17 library locations. Every day, blue crates are delivered to each branch. Sometimes Brianne and Barbara might receive a half a crate, and sometimes they might receive 2 whole crates. Both Brianne and Barbara look through all of the new youth and teen materials that come into the branch. When new picture books come in, Brianne reads them with an eye towards whether or not they will work for a story time. If they do, she puts them aside. Brianne spends 2 to 3 hours a day at the reference desk. While she's at the reference desk, Brianne must be prepared to do Reader's Advisory and reference for all patrons regardless of their age. Brianne admits that because she spends so much time reading youth materials, she sometimes does not feel prepared for adult Reader's Advisory requests. For adult Reader's Advisory requests, Brianne makes use of tools like Novelist and various book lists to help her help adult patrons. For Brianne, another part of Reader's Advisory is doing book talks at area schools and writing book reviews. On one of the days that I was shadowing Brianne, she was preparing for a book talk at the Selwood Middle School, and she was writing book reviews for the Bee, a monthly newspaper that serves the Selwood Moreland neighborhood. Despite all of her hard work, the teen population in Selwood is one part of the community that Brianne feels is underserved. Many of the teens in the community are already overscheduled, and, being in an affluent community, many of the teens have computers at home and thus aren't as drawn in by the library's computer and internet access as teens in other communities might be. But Brianne has found success with the Selwood Library's monthly teen council meetings.
And then
have you read anything good lately?
every teacher taught their own grades.
Yeah, they don't.
No, they do. Mr. O teaches.
Now they do. And
You know, my neighbor wrote a book that I just read the uncorrect, the advanced copy.
That's like so cool.
And I was thinking,
Anyway,
maybe
he does
to
these
read it
warm-ups
here
and
and then have her come and talk.
Yeah, I know.
And that's how he plans that.
Maybe, well, it is
He
his
just
first
calls like daily sheets. Not warm-up, because you do the warm-up.
her name is Nara Scott.
If you ever get the teacher with the...
Brianne says that her monthly teen council meetings are her favorite time of the month. The teens that currently attend these meetings are very outspoken and very passionate. The council started out as a book group, but Brianne has been trying to push them towards serving as teen advisors to the Selwood branch. But for now, the group is pretty adamant that they want to remain just a book group. Every 4 months, the Teen Council holds a book talk palooza in which council members share a book with the group. The group then votes to pick 4 selections that will be read over the next 4 months. Sometimes the teens read the books, sometimes they don't, but the fact that each of these middle school and high school students constantly takes part in the monthly Teen Council meetings and that they see the library as a fun and inviting place for them to spend their time seems like a success to me. Thank you, Brianne, for being the superstar librarian that you are.